Today we will start about the nomenclature as well as the particularly the binomial nomenclature. Why the botanical nomenclature is important in giving the name to the plant. When I was talking about the definition of the taxonomy, I included that the taxonomy includes nomenclature, identification, classification as well as nomenclature of an organism. So that is called as the taxonomy. Identification, I have already told you, that is based only on the morphological characters, and the classification depending upon the utility of the plant. On that basis we can classify the plant morphological characters as well as their utility. We can classify the plants. Then the third step was the nomenclature. Nomenclature is a very important step. Without knowing a particular name of the plant, which must know all over the world with a single name, so without that the plant doesn't have any importance, and until and unless it is published by some real botanist, the name must be selected from the Latin language and given by the real botanist. Real botanist means who is having the background of the taxonomy as well as the rules of the nomenclature, so that must be given by them. So if we define the nomenclature, so how to define the nomenclature? With the determination of correct name assigned to a plant or to apply to a plant, and the system of assigning the name to a plant on scientific basis is called as nomenclature. Today's nomenclature, the rules of the nomenclature having the long back history. If we talk about the binomial nomenclature, having the dates back history. There was a worker, Cato, in his work, monumental work, that is De Re Rustica, in about 200 BC, he used two words for a plant, but he was not having any concept of the genus as well as the species, but he used the two words for a plant. Then after that, the many workers used the name to a plant, though it was in two words, but they were lacking of the concept of the genus and species. Then the Bernfels in 1464, 1534, translated the Greek words, the Greek name into the Latin language. Why the Latin language were used by the people? Because the Latin language is self-explanatory, so it was used by that purpose. So, and after that, after the Bernfels, when he translated the Greek words into Greek names into the Latin, and that is becomes the trinomial nomenclature. About the concept of the binomial nomenclature. But they were lacking the concept of genus and species. Then Bohin Bohin in 1560 to 1624 wrote a monumental work, that is Pinax. In Pinax, he used two words about 6,000 plants, but he was also lacking the concept of the genus and species. The Pinax, this was published in 1623, lacking the concept of the genus and species. And after that, the same problem were facing by the workers. Then the vernacular names were also in some cases, but these vernacular names doesn't have any value either, because it was knowing in local languages, and there are different languages in different countries, in different places, so that doesn't have any place in the nomenclature word. So that's why the need of the time to have certain rules for giving the name to the plant. And since 200 BC up to Bohin 1623, they use the two words, but they all are lacking the concept of the genus and species. Then the problem was almost solved by the Linnaeus. Before the Linnaeus, there was mononomial, polynomial. Polynomial was also before the Linnaeus, but it was very difficult to remember even a single name of the polynomial nomenclature. For example, I am giving you the name of a plant, that is Althea madraspatana subro tundo folio molai and hirsuto multiplicis. It is simply the name of the cedar cardifolia. This is in case of the polynomial nomenclature. So it was very difficult to remember even a few names with the polynomial nomenclature, this having almost the very short description included in the polynomial nomenclature. Short description about the plants were included in the name. So it was very difficult to remember the name of the plant. That's why it was the need of the time. The polynomial has to be removed by the binomial, and the person who were the mastermind behind the binomial nomenclature was the Carolus Linnaeus. Carolus Linnaeus. He was the man who developed the almost the binomial nomenclature, but there was still the problem remains over there because there was no definite rules, though he framed certain rules. And he published the first book, that is the Critica Botanica. In Critica Botanica, in Critica Botanica, he used two words and given certain rules. This Critica Botanica was based or you can say that it is the extension of, it was published in 1736, and this is it is published in 1737, and this was the extension of the Fundamenta Botanica. This was the extension of the Fundamenta Botanica. It was published in 1736, and in Critica Botanica he given certain rules about the binomial nomenclature, and then he described the plants in the species, Plantarum, published in 1753. This species Plantarum, having the almost solved all the problems, and it was immediately accepted by the botanists of the all over the world, because it was very easy to understand, it was very easy to describe the plants and remember the name. So it was accepted all over the world. But the problem still remains over there, because Linnaeus thinking where he was thinking about the almost 10,000 plants, but there was a number of plants reported day by day, so there was a need to modify that rules, and he gave certain rules for the giving the name of the plant. What he said? He said that the first word would be of the genus, and that will be started with the capital letters, and the second would be of the specific epithet, that must be written with the small letters. It started with the small letters, and then after that the authority who has given the name to the plant, that must be attached with the name of the plant. Then where it has been published, the publication reference in a very abbreviated form must be over there. So complete name has been given. That first name is the generic, then the specific, then the authority name, and after that the brief description of the abbreviated form where it was published. So what he said that a name, if it is in the binomial nomenclature, must be italicized, or if it is not italicized, then it must be underlined separately. Suppose I have written the Mangifera indica, so it must be underlined separately. If it is written in capital letters, you have to, instead of the Mangifera, you have to write the hibiscus, Rosa sinensis. That must be underlined separately. If it is written in Rosa sinensis, if it is written in the capital letter, then there is no need to underline or italicized. And then one more problem is there. If it is suppose It is like that. So if I ask the which name is correct, either this one or this one or this one or this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out of these 5 names, which one is correct? If I ask, then what would name would be correct? If it is like that, one more, six. This one is correct because it is written in the capital letters, and if there is a capital letter, there is no need to make it underline it and italicized. If it is written in small letters, if it is written in small letters, then it must be underlined genus and species separately. Here it has been underlined 3 times. 1, 2, 3 words has been. So it may be trinomial. You can say it may be trinomial, but it is not. Here it is written Hibiscus rosa sinensis. What the difference between this and this? Here the dash or you can the hyphen is there, but in this case hyphen is not there. Why? Why hyphen is not there? It is considered rosa sinensis consisting of the 2 words, and when the genus or as well as the specific name consisting of the 2 words, then it must be united. The 2 words must be united with hyphen for the framing of the single word, because the rules of the binomial nomenclature is that any plant will have only 2 words, that is the first with the generic name and second would be of the specific name. If we are not uniting that specific or the generic name consisting of more than 2 words, then it will become the trinomials. So just avoiding to disrespect of the rules, we have to follow that rules, and we have united the 2 words by the hyphen into framing the single words. So this is also wrong, this is wrong. Now the correct one is this. The correct one is this, because it is underlined separately. The 2 words rosa as well as sinensis is united with the hyphen. So that 2 words become the 1 words. Now the rules has been completed, because this name consisting of only 2 words. So we must kept in mind that if the generic as well as the specific name consisting of more than 2 words, then that may be the 2 words may be united with the adding with the hyphen, and now it will become the 1 word. So you have to write only 2 words for a name to a plant. Then if I said another example I am giving you. Musa paradisiaca. It is a simple banana, but here the cross has been placed in between the genus as well as the species. What this cross indicates? This cross indicates that this is the name of this plant is hybrid plant. This name indicates when the hybrid plant is there, then you have to place cross in between the generic as well as the specific name. Then it would be indicate that it is name of a hybrid plant. So for mentioning, for giving the name to a hybrid plant, you have to place a cross, or you can say the X in between the generic as well as the specific name to the plant. Okay. Then there are certain terminologies used for the nomenclature. There is taxon. The first is the taxon. Taxon is a group. The taxon can be indicated to a group. The term taxon is referred to as indicate to any category of the plant, either it is the category of the class, or it is the category of the family, or it is the order, or it is the genus, whatever it is. It can be denoted to any one category. The taxon can be denoted to any one category, but it is not a category in the classificatory system. Though we can use the term taxon for any one category. Any category means when we are giving the classification, that is the plant kingdom, then the division, then the class, then the order, then the suborder, then the family, then subfamily, then genus, subgenus, a species, subspecies, then variety. So these are the categories. So any one category can be denoted with the taxon. The term taxon can be used for any one category, but we cannot say that in the classificatory system the taxon is a category, but though it can be used for any one category. The taxon is the singular, and the taxa is the plural. Taxon is the singular. And taxa is the plural. It is taxon. It is singular. So it can be denoted to any one category, but it is not category in the classificatory system. So term taxon can be used for any one category. Then the type specimen. What is the type specimen? Type specimen is that specimen on which name of a taxon is permanently attached. A type specimen is the specimen on which description and name of the species is permanently based. That is the type specimen. Then the synonyms, more than one name is for a single plant. More than for example, in family, the nickname has been used. So you can say there are the two names for a person in family. Suppose it is whatever it is the Ram, then it is the Guddu or Pappu or Bablu, whatever it is, the Gudiya, Pinky, Rinky, Sinky, whatever it is. So there is original name is something else, but their nickname is there. So in this case, the synonym means more than two names can be used for a single plant. So synonymous name depending upon the date of the publication. Then the homonyms. Homonyms is the same name used for two different taxa. Suppose one taxa is from the family Anonaceae, another taxa is from the Brassicaceae, but both the genus name are the same, or the species name are the same, or the species genus name are the same in both the family members. So that is called as the homonyms. These homonyms, if it is so, if it is existing, then it may be replaced by a new name. The Acer, for example, Acer, that is the maple plant, and the Acer genus of the beetles. So two names, the two same names cannot be for a different plants. Then the valid publication and invalid publication. If the valid publication is that publication which follow all the rules of the nomenclature. All the rules given by the code is the if a name is published according to all the rules of the nomenclature, published following all the rules of the nomenclature, that will be called as the valid publication. The valid publication refers to the criteria that must be met for a name to be considered validly published, and if it is, and another is the invalid publication. Invalid publication is that publication that goes against one or more rule of the code, then it will be called as invalid publication. For example, if I said which name is invalid published and it is accepted by the code. In our previous lecture, I said there are 8 families which having the alternate names because the article 18 of the ICN International Code of Nomenclature has given the special permission in article 18 to that 8 families. What are 8 families? Cruciferi, that is called as Brassicaceae. Then the Umbelliferae, that is called as Lamiaceae. So these are the alternate name, and invalid published because that doesn't have ending with the AC, but there a special permission has been given. That's why it has been adopted. Though it is accepted in the rules, but there is a special permission in the code of the in the article 18 of the code that has given the special permission to these 8 families, though they doesn't follow single rule of the code. What is that rule? That doesn't have ending with the AC. So that's why it will be called as invalid publication. And valid publication when it follow all the rules of the code, according to all the rules of the code, published name with all the rules of the code. Then the priority. Principle of the priority state that the earliest validly name is the correct name. Priority, what the priority said, the earliest validly published name, that will be the correct name. If someone else has been published later on and it is not according to the rules of the code, so it will be known as invalid, and the priority will be given to the earliest name which was published according to the rules of the code. And the conservation and the rejection of the name. Conservation of the name involves the maintaining stability of the conserving names that are widely used. So this is the conserved name, you can say. These 8 families names has been conserved with the permission of the code. These are the invalid publication, though it is invalid because it goes against one rule of the code. The rule which rules these name doesn't follow, the AC, that must have ending with the AC. That's why it is invalid, because it goes against one rule of the code, and it is conserved in the code with the article 18 of the code. So these are the certain terminologies are used for the binomial nomenclature. So next we will finish with the we can start with the another topic, that is the rules of the nomenclature. We were talking about the Bohin. Bohin in 1623 published the Pinex, and Pinex he used the two words but lacking, as I have already told, but lacking the concept of the genus and species. These are the formatting, how the rules, how the names are formatted, then the authorship, the abbreviated form of the author who has given the name to a plant must be attached with that name of the plant. The author name must be with the name of the plant. So these are the binomial nomenclature, all about the binomial nomenclature. And one thing more we can add over here: if a name, either it is what you got, a name of a person or name of the country or any celebrity, but it must be written in the small letter. Suppose, for example, I am giving you that the RG moon Mexicana. Mexico is a city, but his name has been written with the small letter. Pinus Roxburghi. Roxburgh is the well-known taxonomist, but here no regard has been paid to the Roxburgh. His name has been started with the small letter. So these are the rules of the binomial nomenclature. The name would be consisting of the two words, genus as well as the species. The first would be the genus and the second would be of a species name. And the genus name must be started with the capital letters, while the species name will be started with the small letters. Whatever the dedication is there, it is either dedicated to a country or dedicated to a place or dedicated to a person or dedicated to a taxonomist, whatever it is, but their name must be written with the small letter. And if it is name of consisting of the more than two words, then you have to convert two words into single word, and conversion must be indicated with a hyphen. So as in case of, I have told, in case of the hibiscus rosa sinensis, the rosa sinensis is consisting of the two words, but with the hyphen it has been united and form a single word, because the rule of the nomenclature is the every name, each name must be consisting of only two words. If a name of a hybrid, then you have to put crossover in between the genus and species name. So this was all about the binomial nomenclature.